24th, correct? Okay. So I'll see you back here August 24th at 1:30.
Yes, sir.
Good. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
John Thompson, 23 CF 1348.
Judge, this is Mr. John Thompson before the court in 23 CF 1348. Madam Clerk, has the information been filed?
Yes.
We would acknowledge the receipt of 3-count information, waive its formal reading, and enter a plea of not guilty. This is scheduled for September 11th at 9 a.m.
Mr. Thompson, I'll see you back here on September 11th at 9. Stay in touch with Mr. McKinney.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Tommy Weeks. Hello, Mr. Weeks.
I'm doing business, Mr. Brown.
Doing well. How are you?
Could be better. Could be standing. I could be at work not talking to you, but here I am.
I
Yes, sir.
understand. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Weeks, you're charged with driving while license suspended with a prior conviction.
Yes, sir.
Does the state have an offer for Mr. Weeks?
Judge, I just want to make sure, we show that we had filed information on the case, but it doesn't show on my docket there's an information filed for Mr. Weeks.
No, it's not in the case yet.
We show that it was filed last week.
Do you have a copy of it?
No, Judge, not a physical copy. We're paperless nowadays.
What do you want to do with Mr. Weeks? Is there a way, like he talks about work, is there a way you can get a copy printed off and we get it to Mr. Weeks? And
Well, the problem is it has to be notarized. That's why it normally won't get accepted to do that. So,
any way to find out if it's in the process?
I can ask, but I don't know how quick it responds.
I don't know why it's not.
So is this good or bad?
I'm trying to prevent you from having to come back to do the exact same thing that we were trying to do today.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Thank
Why don't
you.
you just have a seat for a
Yes,
few
sir.
minutes and let's see if we can get a response.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we have Scott McGilvery.
Your Honor, this is Mr. McGilvery. I don't know if the information's been filed. But
Good, how are you?
I did talk to Mr. Gomez. I believe the state's going to be transferring this to Division 1.
Yes, the notes on my docket, Your Honor, indicate this is going to eventually be transferred into Division 1.
Okay. So what does Mr. McGilvery need to do between now and then?
Get another court date for arraignment. If there's no information been filed.
There should have been information filed. If they're not in this one, is it?
23 CF 13.
There's not one in the case currently.
I'll make sure to make sure that I'm printing them out and bringing them to our plea days, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. McGilvery, that means that you need to come back for them to serve the information on you, so that'll be August 24th. The state, you feel like that you filed it?
Yes, I mean, I have some, I can actually.
So you're going to have to be back. It's going to be in Division, until further notice, it's going to be in Division 2, correct, Your Honor?
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So be back here on August 24th at 1:30.
I'm sorry.
Judge, if I may approach,
Yes, sir.
since whenever we actually file it,
So that's going to be your next court date.
this is eventually
You probably not
put it into our,
as soon as I see the information,
put
I'll
this
file
in
it.
until it should file.
But you need to call our office.
No, you need that Madam Clerk and she print it out and then you hand it to him.
I can.
I mean, I mean, your red face.
Procedurally, we're not supposed to do that.
Okay. What I can do would be easier, well, if you want to give me 5 minutes, what I can do is I can print the ones out, run down to the second floor, grab hard copies of them, and then can I hand you, can I hand it to you directly, or is that also kind of?
To file it? I can't take it information.
I was thinking if I just note for the record that a copy of it was handed to the defendant.
Because I'm sure,
If
admittedly,
she's not involved in that, I just say that copy was handed. And then if somebody raises an error with that, then I'll deal with it when you're ready. And the clerk didn't get it from that. Okay? So you don't want to put it on, so you don't want them to turn it on.
I have an idea, Your Honor. As soon as I see that, if I can serve the information, I'll immediately file a written non-guilty plea. And then that will take it off the August 24th.
There you go.
And I was just informing Mr. McGilvery to stay in touch with us because the tentative court date would be 9/11 until it's transferred. But you don't have to worry about this on August 24th because the prosecutor basically said, we've already e-filed it, it's just got to take a minute to catch up. So as soon as
you go ahead.
As soon as it hits the clerk's office, I will file a written not guilty plea, which would excuse your appearance here on the 24th. All right? But the easiest date to remember is 9/11. That would be your next court date until further notice.
Just being candid with the court, I understand why some of mine, there's about 4 that I did that I had to do yesterday, so I can understand why they may not be showing up in the e-portal. I think the situation with Ms. Davis, that was a little bit different, whereas it had been filed like last week, and so we're trying to figure that out.
So Mr. McGilvery, technically, you're still required to be here on August 24th, but stay in touch with Mr. Kleins. If he says you don't have to, then you don't have to be.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. On Mr. Weeks' case. Mr. Weeks, even though you don't have any information, do you want me to appoint the public defender if he qualified financially?
Well, I've already put in the paperwork for a public defender. I was denied for it. Said I made too much money. I mean, I just borrowed money to pay my rent, so I don't see how that goes.
How much money do you make a month?
I make about $400 a week, so you're looking at what, $1,400, $1,600 a month, yeah.
You should qualify.
I mean, that's after taxes. That's not taken. Yes, sir.
Okay, because it has to be.
And I got a 5-year-old baby girl that eats a sheetrock off the wall almost. So
What,
Yeah.
how much do you gross per month?
normally it should be around $600 a week, yes, sir. So that's $2,400 a month.
And that's why,
He checked that he made 1,200.
What's that?
You checked the box that you make 1,200.
Yeah. I mean, gross. I don't really.
1,200 weekly is a big difference.
Oh, no. I mean, I wish I made that. That'd be awesome. I mean, I definitely wouldn't be talking. I would have it, yeah.
That's why I got denied, is because you checked that you make.
My bad. Even I was nervous whenever I was filling that out, yeah, so I apologize for that, yeah.
Okay, so, Mr. Weeks, if you will, I'm going to give you this copy.
Yes, sir.
If you'll make the hand changes to what is accurate,
Yes, sir.
and then just initial that, and then let me know when you're ready, and then I'll talk to you again.
Yes, sir.
I have the e-file number for the information. I don't.
You need a pen?
Yes.
You got one.
Thank you. 612 a week. Yeah, no, that'd be.
Thank you, sir. So it's $400 a week.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now, that's not minus groceries and all that stuff for the baby either, so. I say baby, she's 5 though.
Okay, but it says take-home income of, and that's
$400.
accurate, $400
Yes,
a
sir.
week. I do appoint the public defender to represent you.
Thank you.
Mr. McKinney's approaching you on your right.
Appreciate you.
In judgment. I guess my question then becomes, the information that I believe the state has filed here. If we can track it down in the system for us in a plea of not guilty, that'd be great. Otherwise, we need to reset it for another plea date to do the same thing Mr. Klein discussed.
Right.
Which means that the next court date for Mr. Weeks would reasonably be the 11th of September, because I would file a written plea of not guilty to take him off the docket on the 24th.
Understand. So, Mr. Weeks, technically, You have to be here August 24th at 1:30.
Yes, sir.
Stay in touch with Mr. McKinney. If he says he filed a denial, then you don't have to be here that day. And you need to be here September 11th at 9 o'clock.
You said there's gonna be like 300 people here that day?
200 to 300 people, yes, sir.
Oh,
It's going to be a
yeah,
lot of
that-
fun. So if the state offers you something that you want to accept before that date, Mr. McKinney can set it for a hearing.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, my suggestion would be that both Mr. McKinney's client and Mr. Klein's client, that we waive their appearance at plea date on the 24th.
I believe that'll take care of itself with the written plea of not guilty, but I defer to the
Let
court.
me just leave it the way it is. I understand what you mean. He waived somebody's appearance at an arraignment.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good day, Judge.
Yes, sir, you too, thank you. Anybody else at 1:30? Okay, what about the folks that didn't show up? Tammy late, we don't have anybody else in the category. What does the state seek regarding Ms. Lake?
We request a KP's
KP's to be issued for Ms. Lake, and the first appearance judge will determine the bond. Daryl Madison,
Your Honor, I believe, just let me check with the jail website. This was an out-of-state
right,
fugitive refugee. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's already been transferred. Yeah, it says he was actually, I think he was transported back in June, so I think this should be done. I think at this point, the state would announce the dismissal of this charge.
okay, the state dismisses 23 CF 1336. Mr. McGovery, we did, Metz, we did. Madam Clerk, we missed.
Not from the 1:30.
Anybody from this morning that we missed?
I have Arnold Leroy now with Mr. Klein.
Get on that.
Your Honor, if we could just put Mr. Pinnell's case on to status. He's actually already executed the pretrial intervention agreement. We just needed to get a final answer from the state on one of the conditions. So I'll get everything taken care of, but we can put him on the 814 document status. It should not be a case by that.
Yes, sir.
I have Aaron Douglas Mann with Dustin Durrell.
Your Honor, that was a case, I'm assuming that Dustin did not show up because of a similar reason. We agreed to PTI in that case. I sent the PTI agreement to Mr. Durrell for him to give with his client. He's just going to be getting that signed, and then they'll start the process. If we want to set it for the 814 day, just to backstop it to make sure that it's off, but it should be off. He agreed to it and everything like that.
Okay. So you're saying on the 8/14,
I think that was that the date that you
August 14th?
backstop?
14th.
Yeah, August 14th,
Okay.
just to make,
Yes,
it should fall off, but just to make sure.
Yes, sir. And,
Kwong Nguyen with Cheryl Gooden.
I believe that was a misdemeanor plea in absentia that is actually in the court record. When I checked yesterday, we had filed, I think it was filed on the,
Yes, I have.
okay.
And then I just have, go on, Mr. Howe. They weren't here Monday. So we already said it. Today.
if I'm not mistaken, Judge, this is a co-defendant for the case with Brad, in which Brad Stewart represents the defendant's name is Jinwoo Lee. We have depositions that are going to be starting up as a pretty in-depth case with a lot of different moving pieces, a lot of different witnesses from different counties, things of that nature. I would request that it track with Jinwoo Lee's case, which I believe we continued on Monday to September the 11th.
Okay. And it's case number 22 CF 3196. It's continued.
And then all I have left from this morning is Mr. Taylor with Jason McKinney.
Mr. Taylor,
With Jason McKinney, Gordon Taylor.
What did I do?
the Gordon Taylor,
Or we passed it this afternoon. That's the only.
okay, good. Just to pass this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Okay, since we have a second, as far as trials, just, so all I've got down so far is Phillips will be sometime in the second week, and on the 10th and 11th will be Sabi. Is that going to be it? We have more?
Well, the court, once the court sees the 2:30 docket, and Mr. Taylor is currently set on the trial docket, that would likely be a one-day trial.
Okay,
And Mr. Wright would likely be a one-day trial as well. The court still has to see them
good.
to determine where we're going on those.
Okay. Sounds good. The clerk gave my office a lot of grief for the 3 motion hearings, bond hearings that were set yesterday.
That's Ms. Mason and Ms. Wood.
Mason, Smith, and yes, and Liz. Just so you know, we can get it in sooner than later. It'll help us out. But I said yes, put it on there because if it's going to get somebody out of jail, certainly we'll address that sooner than later. And we don't have another date for weeks. One of the things for all of the council that's here is, you know, if we can set bond hearings, if we can set pleas that would get folks out of jail during the week that we're trying cases, you know, I'm up for that. Let's just be mindful of the venire and the jury, but otherwise, I'm good with scheduling that. As long as y'all can both be present, we'll hear it.
There's a few things that Mr. McKinney and I had actually talked about, that's the plan, so.
Good. Because it's a huge gap, as you know, especially defense counsel. You either go here or you go way back here. So, yeah.
Understood.
Okay, so just know the court wants to help.
Sure.
So we're in recess until 2:30.
All right.